Are you tired of limpy, wimpy pickles? Me too. I'm going to show you how to make your pickles go from limpy and wimpy to crispy and delicious. No canning required. Let's do it. Hey everybody, and welcome to Cooking It Real. I'm Kathy, this is Will, and today we're going to show you how we make crispy pickles right in our own kitchen from our own garden. You're going to love these. We do.
Cooking It Real.
Cooking It Real. Let's go. All right. So first, Will, let's show them some of the pickles that we made recently.
Refrigerator pickles. They are delicious.
I think those are the okra pickles, aren't they?
Yes. Okra. We've done banana peppers.
Those are from our garden.
And we've done pickles.
Cucumbers.
This is just a mixture of stuff. The dill comes from the garden. The cucumber is from a local farm stand. And then we've got garlic and banana pepper in there. Very tasty. Another
thing is, because you don't have to can it, you can reuse old jars. Now this was a jar of Kalamata olives that it's gone through the dishwasher. It had a very stubborn label, so it still hasn't come off. But we just repurpose all these jars, and we find it works absolutely perfectly. So we're going to get started with the brine, right, Will?
Right.
And before you start, let me move you down so everyone can see what you're doing.
Okay. We're going to go ahead and put, you can look at the recipe.
I will put the recipe in the description box. The recipe calls for 1 teaspoon of celery seed, but Will is going to double this brine. And so that's 2 teaspoons of celery seed.
And 1 cup of chopped dill, which we've done in the past, but what we have is this is all from the garden. We have a ton of dill seed. Yeah. So I'm just going to put the dill seed in. I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of dill seed in.
Okay, 2 tablespoons.
And oh, it smells.
As soon as you open that lid, it was like, boom, dill.
All right, now we put in some salt.
2 teaspoons, so that would be 4 teaspoons.
1, 2, 3, and I'll make the 4th one real light.
Okay. Do you want to add the sugar next?
Yes.
If you want. Now, this is optional. If you want like a sweet and sour pickle, we kind of enjoy that rather than a straight up sour pickle. So the recipe says 1/2 cup of sugar or more.
The neat thing about using a stainless steel pan like this is we can cool it down in a water bath. And the reason this is at the front of the video is you need to do your pickling juice before you do everything else, because it'll take a little while for it to heat up.
Yes.
And cool down.
You want to heat it up until you've dissolved the salt and the sugar, and you've opened up the celery salt and the dill seed and anything else you want to add for aromatics.
I'm going to add some garden garlic.
All right, here,
I'm going to add 2 heads.
Let me get you your thingy dingy. Are you going to put those in right away, or are you going to put those in the jar?
I'm going to put them in. I'm going to put half of it in right away. You can use granulated garlic. There's nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. But I think fresh garlic has a flavor unlike granulated, and I like it. So now, since I'm doubling the recipe, I need to put in 2 cups of water. So I got to do this twice.
4 cups of water.
All right, and then 1 cup of 2 cups of vinegar.
Yep, 1 cup of white vinegar in the recipe, so that would be 2 cups for us today.
And there's a little less vinegar in your refrigerator pickle recipes than there is in your canning recipes. Again, you're not trying for the same acidity.
Let me put this on the stove.
I would have.
All right, so we got a couple of pounds of pickling cukes at the local farm stand, and they're all washed and ready to go. Will is going to use our scary as all get out mandolin. If you don't have a mandolin, you can use a knife. They have small handheld mandolins that you can use. And Will likes to use a crinkle cut. And if you don't have a crinkle cut or a mandolin, you can get one of these handy dandy gadgets. And this cuts just like a knife, and it can make a crinkle cut for you.
If you look at the cucumber, you've got flats and you got rounds. Cut it on the round. It's easier. You want to be careful with a mandolin that you don't. The reason she says it's scary is it's scary.
Ideally, you should be using a finger guard.
Yes. But I don't.
Now, you know, you can pickle almost any vegetable. And I say almost, maybe you could pickle every vegetable. I'm trying to think of one you can't pickle. We picked these green beans from our green stalk this morning. So I'm just taking the little tops off. I'm leaving their curly, sweet little tails. We picked some banana peppers. We picked some jalapenos and some pepperoncini peppers and some green cherry peppers. You know, the good thing about doing refrigerator pickles is that you can do them just like one jar at a time. You can make the brine and you can store that in the refrigerator. You can make it up ahead because you don't have to have it hot when you put it in the jar. In fact, you want it to be cool. So when the season is either new or you're early in the season or late in the season like we are right now, things come in dribs and drabs. You know, you might not have 20 pounds of cucumbers and you don't want to get your canner out and get all with a whole bunch at a time. So this is a nice compromise, I think. What we're putting in today is just suggestions. You can basically put in your favorite vegetables. Beautiful. Look at that. Look at that beautiful color. And like Will said, because we were using the white vinegar, the color is going to stay.
It's going to stay green and clear.
Yeah, it's going to be great. The hardest part about this whole thing is waiting for those pickles to be ready. How long do we usually let them sit before we try them?
I've gone as little as 2 days, and I've gone as much as 6 weeks. They get better with time. I think they peak at about 3 weeks.
3 weeks, but they still stay crispy.
Oh,
like
yeah.
These month-old pickles are still very crispy. So listen, if you like pickles and you don't want to go through all the hassle of canning, you want to have nice crispy pickles, this is the way to go. All right?
You do want to cover the vegetable.
Mhm.
And you do want to keep it, we want to get it in the icebox immediately now. You don't want to leave it out for hours.
I want to admire it a little bit more, don't you? I mean, they're so pretty. You know what? If we had like some red pepper, we could put some red pepper in there too. That would be beautiful. Or carrot.
In my belly.
All right, guys. Anyway, thank you for joining us in the kitchen, and we'll see you next time on Cooking It Real.
Cooking It Real. Bye, folks. Thanks
Bye.
for joining us.